Hey guys and girls, this is Deb Brother from the Guilty Panda Prison Gang, and I've decided to record a short tutorial regarding how to mint NFTs within the Hedera on the Hedera ecosystem. Reason for that is I found different videos / I found actually slightly harsh to build a good minting engine for our own drop, which was launched 1 week ago. Maybe very interesting. If you haven't checked out Guilty Panda Prison Gang yet, please feel free to go to guiltypanda.art or to gang.guiltypanda.art. I will leave both links below so you can check it out, and if you like the video or if you like the gang, happy to see you there within our Discord, within our Twitter, and maybe you get your own Panda NFT. However, while preparing for that, and as I have the technical lead within the gang, I found it quite hard to build a minting engine because there weren't too much resources available. We are early at this point of time. This is recorded on the 24th of January 22, and right now there's not too much documentation, so I thought why not throw a few things out there. What I found was first of all a video how to mint on a Exact wallet. However, this is not working anymore due to different SDK issues / improvements they are doing right now. The second video I found was even not sure, but there's a way to mint with GoMint. However, with GoMint you can't mint collections, and it's very important to mint collections. So yeah, that's the main purpose of this video. And now feel free to have a look at how we've done it, and secondly how you can mint your own collection on the Hedera network. Cool, let's hop right into it. There's actually our minting engine a bit reduced / only thrown a few environment / variables out, and our unique CIDs of the Guilty Panda Prison Gang collection. However, it's like the rest of the code is the exact same. You can even see that I didn't delete a lot of I'm importing different stuff here from a Hashgraph SDK, which isn't needed. However, I didn't care too much to have it in there. However, for cleanliness, you could throw it out. However, in my case, I didn't mind too much. What we will do in this video is first create an account on the Hedera Testnet. Then I'll guide you through how it's gonna go, like how you mint your own NFT or your NFT collection on the Hedera ecosystem and on a testnet, first of all, and then I'll show you real quick how to optimize for the mainnet, and then we're actually good. So adding, I've coded different supporting stuff for collection. I can show you quickly what I've done there, and maybe at some point I will go a bit deeper at that. However, for now, this is mainly about the minting and how you can mint your own collection on Hedera. Let's just go ahead and create an account on the Hedera portal. And what you need to go to is portal.hedera.com. If you go to portal.hedera.com, that will direct you directly to register, and now you can create a developer account, testnet account on the ecosystem. Because we don't need the account for real, we'll just take a mail from temp-mail.org, throw it into this, set any password, Alright, and then we just say we're from Afghanistan, we are from Algeria, and our role is, we're a developer. And now we want to start building. I think we need to verify the email now. There we go. That's the reason why we use temp-mail.org. Now we're just waiting for the confirmation. There we go, Hedera portal email verification. And we'll just copy this verification code in here and say let's verify the mail, and now we say is that proto Guilty Panda Prison Gang. Alright, there we go. So right now we are in a testnet. Just connect my AirPods real quick. Alright, there we go. We're now in a testnet and we want to create a testnet account. We say, yep, I want to create an account. Now it's gonna be created. As you can see, that's pretty fast. And now we need two different variables out here. We need the account ID and the private key. Just take the account ID, copy paste this as well, go back to our IDE, go to the env variable here, env file, and say it's operator ID is this one, and treasury ID as well. I will explain in a few seconds what we're doing right here. We will take the private key as well, copy paste. Take care that you don't take the private key, of course, with you, and don't take the quotation marks with you. You don't need that. And we say the operated private key is this one, and treasury key is this one. I'm not even sure. I don't think we need a public key here, but let's just put it in here. Maybe there was a reason for that. And we take this one. So right now we have treasury key with the public key and the operator ID, which is the ID. Maybe a few hints for that. You could go to, for example, in your hash break, you could say to your wallet, whatever you're using, and say, hey, I want to restore my wallet with my private key within the testnet, and you could use that private key and have access to your wallet. So what you should normally do is don't show this. As it's a testnet, I don't really care. You can easily copy this one and then take the private key and do whatever you want with that. However, normally, if this is a main account on the mainnet, you don't want to show this to anyone because they can just take the private key and steal all your funds on your wallet. Don't do that. All right. So we have that. We're going to quickly save, and now we go to the index.js, and now I'll explain what we're doing directly. First of all, first line, we're cleaning the console. If anything is left over, we'll clear it, and they will require the .env.config. This one is required this file, and / this one is that we can access the .env with a function below. However, this will require that we can use this .env file. Why are we using this .env? Because we want to have the private. We want to keep it private, and we don't want anyone to see it. As I said, don't mind too much on a testnet. However, you don't, in general, don't want to do it, and probably it's the best practice to have it on testnet, the same practice on the mainnet, so you don't ever get tempted to do it in the mainnet as well and show anyone your private key. All right, then we go and import different stuff here. As you can see, we have some functions here which we don't need or which are not used. They can be used, but we don't use them right here. We don't need that, but we require everything which is marked with a bit brighter green. And this is used. The rest can actually be thrown out without an error. We just keep it. And what are we doing right here is we're actually importing different functions from the Hashgraph SDK, which we back then installed by via Node, via our package manager. And you can do yarn as well, via Node. All right, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here which is not needed anyways, which I commented out. And as I said, is actually the main file we use for minting. It's on a testnet, but the mainnet function file looks very, very similarly. So you can, ignore everything which is commented out here. However, which is not commented out is we take the operator ID from our process in the operator ID. We set the operator ID to our account ID from our operator ID, which is stored in the .env. I know a bit complex right now, if not technical. So what are we doing? We've imported this account ID function from the Hashgraph SDK, account ID. And now we say from string. So we want to take it from the process env, from the process env file, which is this one. That's the env file, and then we want to say we want to have that operator ID. So that's the operator ID. If we have that, we're fine. For example, if you face troubles here, please check if you, for example, don't have a white space here. This might throw some troubles, for example. And normally these should be correct. Like copy paste them, don't have any quotation marks or whatever in there. Just leave them, paste them directly, as you can see here as well. So you have a clean env file, because the env file, or if these credentials are incorrect, it might throw different problems. All right, and we're doing the same with the operator key, with the treasury ID, with treasury key. All of them are we getting from our .env file, and then we are setting up the client, and we're setting the client for the testnet. We set the operator as the operator key and the operator key, and we are setting a supply key and admin key. You don't need to set a supply key or admin key. However, for example, there are different use cases where you need those, and there are different possibilities how you can set them. I just set the supply key and the admin key to the operator private key. Why is that done? Well, why did I do that? Because if you know that the private key is, if the supply key is a private key, you're normally good to go and you shouldn't show your private key to anyone. However, keep in mind, if you lose your private key, they don't only have access to your wallet and can steal your NFTs, your funds, your HBAR, and so on and so forth. But if you set a supply key to your operator private key, there's not a problem, because the supply key, so for example, you say you want to mint a collection with 200 NFTs. And you set the 200 NFTs, however, you're not sure how the demand will be. So you decided to, hey, I just want to mint 100 NFTs from the get-go, and then later on I will add the second 100 when I have the funds, when people mint the NFTs, when I get some HBAR, whatever. Because keep in mind, minting an NFT is costing some HBAR, not a lot, but keep in mind by a calculation, because you don't want to have a process aborting or the minting aborting because you're running out of funds because you can't mint your collection. Keep that in mind. All right, so back to the example. You decide, hey, I want to mint 100 now, and without a supply key, this 100 will be fixed, and there's no way for you to increase the supply from 100 to 200. This is only possible if you set a supply key and if you know that supply key, which probably makes sense. So supply key can be used to issue new tokens or new serials rather on a token. That's what the supply key is used for. The admin key can be used then for, first of all, recovering the supply key if you forgot the supply key or if you lost it or whatever, which can't happen if you set it to the operator private key, because then it's just a private key, the operator private key, and not any, because you could, I don't know, you could put in like 1, 2, 3, whatever, like any amount of number, it would work as well. However, I don't advise it to you because it should be some key no one can hack, / it should be kept private and not easily recognizable / enterable, inputable. All right, back to the admin key. You could restore your supply key. First of all. Second, there are different functionalities attached to it. You can check the Hedera documents or documentation for that, what the admin key can do. But for example, you can burn your NFTs with the admin key. For example, if you want to reduce later on the collection, it might be possible to burn them. So it might be possible with the admin key, you can burn them. So it might be useful for your stuff, for a collection, if you want to have more extended functionality. But as I said, basically you could actually remove both of these, because if you decide, hey, I want to mint a collection for 200 NFTs, and I don't want to do anything with that, and then you don't need a supply key and you don't need the admin key. All right, then we need we're importing the CID right here. Let me format this real quick to make it a bit nicer. Yep, then we are importing the CID from supporting collection array. That's this one. There we go, from JS. I wrote a function to populate that array. So for example, then you have your UID, for example, which looks like this. And then, for example, I don't know, 200.json. And then you have this an array, and then you just go further and you say, then we have the same CID